warm welcome to Consulting Without Borders Perspectives. I am Victoria Olska, your host and moderator for today's show. As the president of the Gabriel Al-Salem Foundation, I'm very happy to be here with you today as we're having our 23rd episode. Gabriel Al-Salem Foundation is a US-based nonprofit organization working internationally and dedicated to celebrating the life and inspirational work of the late Gabriel Al-Salem, an international consultant and a truly global citizen. With our initiatives, we strive to honor Gabriel's legacy, his profound impact on the consulting industry, his dedication to excellence, and his advocacy for sustainability and positive economic and social changes on a global scale. Our show is live on the first day of each month at the same time. So happy May 1st, everyone. Happy International Workers' Day or International Labor Day. Today in many countries, it is a public holiday, and I'm especially grateful to those of you who are tuning in live on your day off. I see that Stephen is joining us today from Bulgaria. Welcome, Stephen. Thank you for being here with us. Please drop in the comments where you are tuning in from. It's always good to know where our viewers are currently at this moment. I'm actually today not in my usual place where I usually broadcast from. I am traveling, and I am now in Utrecht, the Netherlands, and I'm broadcasting from the hotel. So I'm here to celebrate my daughter's graduation from her a master's program at Utrecht University, and the program is in sustainable development. And I hope that the Wi-Fi in the hotel is good enough and you can hear and see me well. Welcome, Gözde from Turkey. Thank you for being here with us. I know it's a day off there, but I really appreciate your tuning in. So also, of course, a huge shout out to those of you who are watching a replay of this show. Welcome. Welcome to Ali, also from Turkey. Thank you very much for finding the time to tune in. So today we're live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So whichever platform you're using to tune in, please feel free to engage with us by putting your comments or asking questions. We will see them on our end, and we'll be happy to handle them as they come in. And please don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoy what you're seeing. This means a world to us, and it will also help spread the word about this live stream. Today, I'm absolutely delighted to have as our guest speaker one of the winners of this year's International Award for Excellence in Consulting, which we proudly presented to 7 excellent consulting companies on February 1st. Welcome, Esra, also from Turkey. Thank you for being here with us. Last month, on April 1st, we had the honor of hosting Jovit Golomuhidinov from Taj Hydro Consulting, one of the winners, and we talked about green reforms in Tajikistan. As we continue to celebrate the achievements of our award winners, today I'm welcoming a representative of another winning consulting company. So please give a warm virtual welcome to Burcu Arasli, Lead Sustainability Advisor at ANKON Consulting, another winner. And hello, Burcu.
Hi, it's great to be here. Thank you for the great warm welcome.
Thank you for being here with us. For some reason, I don't see our names on the screen. I don't. Okay, maybe they just for now they disappear. But anyway, I just wanted to also welcome Raman. I saw Raman was joining us, so thank you, Raman, for finding the time. Welcome. Oh yeah, now we can see Burcu's title as well. So thank you very much for being our guest speaker today, and congratulations again to ANKON Consulting for winning our Excellency Award with a very important project centered on providing inclusive quality vocational education and training for Syrians under temporary protection and also Turkish adolescents in need. Just wanted to have a chance to, can we maybe see the certificate that was presented to ANKON Consulting? They're also getting a Crystal Award a little bit later. It just takes time to arrange all these logistics. So it was a truly great project that definitely deserved the award. And I see more people are coming in. Welcome, welcome. There is our good friend Mamdouh joining us from Cairo. Yeah, thank you very much for being here with us. I actually also wanted to say that ANKON Consulting, this award that ANKON Consulting received this year on February 1st is not their first award, it's their second award. And the first one was for another excellent project, which we had the honor to present to them in 2020. When we still had our in-person events before COVID, and that conference and award ceremony were held in Bali, Indonesia. So we're very happy to get another excellent project from this great company and to celebrate their achievements. I think, Burcu, you will probably talk more about ANKON Consulting, so I won't be saying too much about it. But before we begin, maybe you can tell us a little bit about, well, where you are tuning in from today, and also a little bit about your way in consulting or to consulting, because I know you started first as working with financial auditings, right? Audits, and then you moved to sustainable development consulting. Please tell us a little bit more about this.
Thank you very much, Victoria. Is my voice okay? We have tried it a little bit with you before, but everything is fine, right?
Yes.
Me. Okay, great. Thank you for the warm welcome, and thank you for great praising words on behalf of ANKON Consulting, which is operating in Turkey almost 4 decades, 38 years as of this year. I will be quite much revealing my age, but I'm an economist and I have a master's degree in finance from University of Sheffield in the UK. Afterwards, I have joined the first credit rating agency in Turkey. Back then, that's where I'm revealing my age. It was Duff & Phelps credit rating, which was then acquired by Fitch Ratings. And then I was managing the Turkish banks in Turkey and abroad portfolio. I was the director of financial institutions. And at this point, my paths crossed with UNDP when they were looking for a program manager for the program aiming inclusive finance, mainly supporting women entrepreneurs, poverty elevation, entrepreneurship, and access to finance. So, in fact, that's in the early 2000s when my lifespan changed, and this sustainability and impact bug actually has gone inside me. So I'm working. I worked for about 7 years in access to finance, namely microcredit program development at UNDP as a program manager. After that, following that, I joined another UN agency, UNICEF, that was actually timely because back then I was a new mother, so UNICEF's mandate was very much, leverageable for me. After the gender perspective, I could add on developing partnerships and manage the private sector partners and resource mobilization for UNICEF as an deputy executive director for about 10 years. And that's when actually we've come across with the COVID. And the COVID changed a lot of things in many people's lives, but I started to work with ANKON and on contracts of other international donors such as EBRD on the contract basis. And since then, I'm trying to contribute to the integrated sustainable strategy of ANKON Consulting. So, my background is actually quite a combination of different perspectives, but all the common denominator is sustainable development goals, which I'll be emphasizing a lot, a little bit on a gender lens, but all the goals are integrated together, and the importance, the materiality, the implications are very, very important to embed into a complete strategy. Thank you.
Thank you so much for telling us more how you came to work in sustainable development. You obviously have such wealth of expertise that you can share with us. Before we continue, I think I saw some more people joining in. Just wanted to welcome Jovid Gulamuhidinov, another award winner who was actually our guest speaker exactly a month ago. So I'm very, very happy you're with us today, joining us from Tajikistan. This is great. Gulsara also saying good luck with this event. Gulsara Kinyanbaeva, thank you so much. So Burcu, yeah, I know there is, when we talked about the topic of today's program, Karla Gash is joining us. Karla Gash is here as well. Karla Gash is actually a dear friend from Kazakhstan. Yeah, thank you for joining and welcome. We've talked about it, and you told me there is so much going on now in this arena of sustainable development, the new standards, and there is a lot of challenges for companies, consulting companies, as well as Turkey as a country in general, right, to adjust and adapt to the global and local sustainability challenges. Particularly with the advent of the mandatory disclosure standards. So I know you prepared a very detailed and elaborate presentation, so maybe we can already start with that, and you can tell us more. I just wanted to say that this presentation will be available later. We will post it to the social media that we are on, and also to the foundation's website. So whoever would want to learn more and get more details, you're very welcome to check it out later.
Thank you, Victoria, and also an additional thanks for mentioning that, because the presentation I put together is not is quite detailed, and I prepared it as to be as a reference document about the situation and the ecosystem evolution in Turkey right now, because we are at the edge of lots of things are unfolding on the public opinion side, advisory, public policy, so lots going on. So it's not maybe that much of an listener friendly, and I'm going to be talking about the slides in just summarizing and emphasizing the main points. So I put it together as a reference in case the audience or somebody else interested in the topic could just check. So I will start. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'll start first talking about the reasons of our presence here. ANKON Consulting is a firm which has been providing technical assistance development and consulting services to public and private beneficiaries for more than for about 38 years. It was established in 1986, and it has been a preferred solution partner with valuable skills, experience across both of spectrum of consulting and development. ANKON Consulting has very strong links with the EBRD, BI being its gender and skills inclusion framework consultant, and a lot of other donors, which you can see provided ANKON to present 250 more technical assistance projects, provided training to 150,000 beneficiaries, and operating in 26 countries, awarded 25 awards, gratefully like yours. And this is the geographical coverage of ANKON's operations. Beyond the areas of work of ANKON Consulting, the sustainable development goals, in other words, a holistic or integrated approach to development finance, has been present. Regional and economic development, public sector development, I mean, lots of local, lots of policy and local development notions were embedded in those 38 years. And of course, the environmental and climate change, which is now quite much advancing all over the world, is at the heart of ANKON's new strategic approach to sustainability. At ANKON, we actually want to position ourselves as a hub for transformation and integrating ESG principles with sustainable development goals to drive a more diverse, impactful change. And leveraging ANKON's network, very strong ties with government, civil society, and implement innovative solutions that address quite pressing challenges of our time. And what ANKON had done is a demonstrable capacity of what ANKON will be doing to structure its more focused ESG, I mean, social and environmental reporting or advisory services by providing, providing innovative solutions, impact measurement and reporting, which is very, very important capacity and overlooked many times among all the disclosure standards, and leveraging the experience of 4 decades in collaborative platforms, and of course in education and capacity building. Before I go into the main topic, I want to just flagship some projects as a showcase. The one is the one that has been awarded by you about social and economic cohesion through technical and vocational education. It was a EU technical assistance program funded also by KfW, and the objective was to improve social economic status, reduce reliance on government assistance, and emphasize economic development. As you know, Turkey is the biggest hosting country of the Syrians under temporary protection, and there's a lot of donor programs aiming to to improve the social economic status and reduce the reliance on government assistance. And technical and vocational education is a mechanism that actually not only improves the well-being of the Syrians under temporary protection, but also the economy. Also addresses one of the major economic challenges in Turkey, which is unemployment. Just before talking about the vocational education, I want to emphasize the importance of it. Among the OECD countries, after South Africa, Turkey ranks the second in the highest unemployed among youth. And we call it neither in education nor in employment. And so that is among the high unemployment rates, 40% high unemployment rates among the youth, which is 37%. Almost half of it are young girls. So there are lots of reasons leading to this macroeconomic challenge. However, one is the necessity to strengthen vocational education to the extent it's necessary. So ANKON has a very strong edge in providing technical or vocational education among genders, among, inclusion. So this, I wanted to, start with this project also, which has a transformational effect about inclusion and unemployment, and also the pressure, not the pressure, but the challenges we have hosting the Syrians under temporary protection. Another flagship project is about this is actually a very exciting, and then unfortunately I wasn't involved in this one, but it's about empowering sustainable olive farming and women farmers with EBRD's support. It's this project. I mean, Komili is one of the biggest olive oil producers in Turkey, and it has, with the support of EBRD, the project aimed to foster an ecosystem for olive oil farmers to engage in formal agribusinesses and supply partnership. Also, it has an enhancement effect on preservation of olive trees and improve industry fundamentals, and as importantly, educate farmers on climate resilient practices and effective environmental impact management, focusing on reducing greenhouse emission. Along with that, ANKON facilitated the Ministry of Education to within this project to partner with Komili in order to educate children and their families on the cultural heritage of oil and olive to foster long-term appreciation and awareness. This, as you can see, has a lot of developmental outcomes as inclusion, supporting farmers, raising awareness on climate mitigation, and actually learning about adaptation policies. And agriculture is obviously a very key sector in Turkey. So this is another project, and up to now, 80 pilot schools across 10 provinces have been included in the project. The other project, a flagship project that I wanted to mention about, is funded by the World Bank, and the beneficiary is Turkish Development and Investment Bank, on environmental and social consultancy and monitoring services for IFIs financial institutions for formal employment project. The objective is to enhance formal job creation in provinces hosting Syrians under temporary protection to benefit both Turkish citizens and refugees. Again, ANKON's role in here is very vital to conduct environmental and social risk assessments for sub-projects from the facility and oversee monitoring to sub-projects through implementation, which actually underlines the capacity of assessing social impact and impact creation in this one. Another flagship project is for Kalyon Energy. It's one of the biggest energy distributors in Turkey, and it is, towards a greener and cleaner transition. Turkey is at the edge of a lot of, unfolding a lot of donor support and transition to green economy. And private sector is a very important part of the transition. So within this project, again, it enhances local economies and social inclusion through environmental sensitive solar and wind power projects under the impact investment program, which I'm underlining because impact measurement and investment is key to unlocking the sustainable finance. And here, ANKON developed an integrated livelihood and social development program, executed the programs in the field, implement and monitor, evaluate the activities, and provide reporting on the project outcomes. This, as I'll be talking more about, the ability to create impact, creating social impact as well as financial impact. Two parts are very essential for creating a sustainable ecosystem. So this is another project, and the last one is this is back in 2016, and TANAP, the Trans-Anatolian Natural Gas Pipeline Project, is one of the significant indicators of successful cooperation also between the sister countries of Turkey and Azerbaijan in the field of energy. And ANKON run the social livelihood part of the program to improve the health services in the rural areas where the pipeline goes through, expand vocational training capacity, increase agricultural productivity and diversification, and so forth. But the important thing, the important aspect of is, the impact measurement and impact management, the notion is very much advancing now, but back in 2016, for each one Turkish lira investment made in TANAP, there is a social value created of 4.9%. And within the breakdown of the social value, the value, for example, of social value in agriculture is 4.7. Social value in environment is 3.5. I mean, you can think this about, from an impact investor point of view. If you your value of your 1 unit investment creates here in this program 5 times almost a social impact. So that's quite an important outcome from the TANAP's social and environmental investment program. Shall I go on with the...
Yes. Yeah, this has been very interesting to hear about all these wonderful projects that ANKON Consulting has done, and the variety of things that are happening in Turkey is very impressive. I just wanted to say, as I'm viewing those who are joining our live stream today, I saw Tulin, Tulin's name, and I saw actually, well, many friends from Turkey, consultants, and then, of course, Tulin reminded me of our wonderful event that we organized, our conference, Consulting Without Borders, and the Award for Excellence in Consulting in Istanbul, and that was back in 2015. And it was truly great. We had a lot of course, local organizations joining and also international consultants. And Tulin was helping us with organizing it back then. So when I think about our foundation's history, it's actually already almost 15 years that we've been doing this. So, and Turkey was one of the wonderful countries that we visited and had a very good time there. So I just wanted to say this before we can move on. I know there is a lot to talk about, specifically about how Turkey is adjusting its strategies to align with these evolving sustainability standards. So please, Burcu,
No, it's
educate us more.
It's very admirable, really, what you are doing, especially on behalf of, the consulting industry. I mean, providing the opportunity to increase the visibility and, sharing best practices and networking. It really is, very admirable, especially under the name of legacy of Mr. Gabriel. I needed to say that at some point. Turkey has the sustainability concept has always been at the core of Turkey's economy. It hasn't been. Nowadays, lots of people are talking about sustainability within the frame of green taxonomy, but Turkey has always been in the radar of multinational banks and agencies for a very long time. I just tried to gather some figures, like IFC has invested over $20 billion into private sector over the last decade. World Bank Group's total current portfolio in Turkey is 17 billion. And plans to deliver an additional 18 billion during the during 2024 to 2028. I'm sorry, within the new country partnership framework period, and providing, obviously, working with the public authorities to strengthen the technical assistance capacity and help the transition to a more resilient economy. EBRD, on the other hand, supporting the private sector, has invested over $12 billion in Turkey since 2009, and it's quite an important donor for economic resilience and competitiveness, inclusion, digital advancement, digital inclusion, and sustainable development. I mean, those four actually are the common denominators of lying on among the development assistance or programs. So it's now quite much. I mean, Turkey's heating the market is very much, I would say, inflated by these sustainability concept, but with the public oversight authority stepping in, it will be less. It's just now maturing the market, but it will be evolving in a very near future, because Turkey is quite used to donor assistance given mostly from through the financial sector to promote private sector and government institutions. This is just a chart of actually how we have ended up by launching the Turkish Sustainability Reporting Standards, mandatory in December, late December 2023. And Turkey is, to my knowledge, is first or among the first countries which made the TCRS, Turkish Sustainable Reporting Standards, which is adapted from IFRS, International Financial Sustainability Standards, as the first country or among the first, which was declared at COP28 earlier this year. But the initiative on sustainable disclosure has started since 2012. In 2014, the Sustainability Index in Borsa Istanbul Exchange, stock market began. So as you can see from this diagram, the capacity of Turkey to implement mandatory standards has always been there, but needs still advancement, just like everywhere globally, which is one of the challenges I'll be talking about. Just to little bit mention about IFRS S1 and S2, which is the disclosure framework mandatory in Turkey. It helps the transparency and accountability, crucial for aligning businesses, and value chain analysis kicks in. Disclosure requirements is standardized, and comparative reporting as well as accountability. I have put ESRS there, which you ESRS there, which you already probably seen, which is the European Sustainable Reporting Standards, which I'll be comparing with IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards, in a while, and then make my argument about what is the difference and why it's important. Oops, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, by the way, before that, I want to talk about the recent research of the Fortune and CRIF Turkey sustainability research about to what extent Turkish companies are reporting or disclosing their ESG levels. Compared with last year, 104 companies out of Fortune 500 is engaged into study, which is up from 88. And the higher percentage of companies achieved medium to high ESG scores compared to the previous year, indicating better performance in sustainability practices. 32 companies were among top 100 Fortune companies, and 46 were ranked between the lower level. When we look into the breakdown of it, we can see that within the ESG, the environmental aspect of disclosures are at the highest success rate of 70%, while the corporate governance and social compliance is respectively lower success rates, with respectively 57 and 42%. And along with the mandatory disclosure and the awareness about the importance of sustainability, the research is indicating a positive trajectory for Turkish companies in adopting and improving sustainable practices, and which actually still underlies the need of further development, especially on the social and governance side, but more on the social. So what are the implications for sustainable reporting? both European sustainable reporting standards, which actually considers more social dimensions of reporting, and IFRS, which is on more environmental, which is a financial impact of it. They understand the frame, they just report sustainability among the diverse stakeholder needs. ESRS provides a more comprehensive framework with broader sustainability impacts. IFRS focuses on financial materiality suitable to entities, prioritizing financial risk and investors' concerns. Coming from an development holistic, a more broader vision, it's understandable that the reporting for investors and financial considerations overwhelms some social considerations, as always. But going forward, we believe that the evolution will be towards more holistic reporting. But as of now, and globally, the assets managed under ESG is just reaching record highs, which actually pushes the importance of green taxonomy and green ESG reporting, environmental mitigation and adaptation policies, disclosure, more overreaching as of the social aspect. I'll be talking about double materiality, which we here at ANKON very much emphasize upon. It has and how it differentiates between the European standards and international financial reporting standards. It has the impact created is more on the front side, as opposed to the financial risks and opportunities on the other hand. For the more sustainable concept, ECRS covers more broad definition of stakeholders, whereas IFRS is very much focused on the investors and providing information on financial impact. Again, within the scope and materiality, the same divide continues, and industry-specific standards is now being complete. The international reporting standards are completing the industry-specific standards, but in European sustainability standards, it has been already developed. Well, actually, this is right. I'm talking about the inside out and outside in effect of impact materiality versus financial materiality. So I'm not going to repeat the same thing, then the importance of approaching from as a whole. At this point, if you want to, elaborate anything, or the audience, I can just pause and, take some questions.
Yeah, well, as if the questions are coming, then we'll see them. At this point, no questions from the audience yet. Maybe this is quite a complicated topic, I guess, because it's still new, and there's just like you said, there are the new standards that's been introduced and now have to be implemented. When you're talking, I know that one thing you wanted to talk about is the benefits of integrating comprehensive sustainability practices across all operations and projects to ensure that there is a balance between people, the planet, and also the company's earnings, right, the profits. And with that, as I understand, so how is it possible and to integrate these practices? What is your experience with that?
That will be my last slide. So if you allow, I will just keep this to the end. That's exactly, it will be about how we are planning to do that, how we are planning to, integrate a very diverse and more impactful strategy. So I'll keep this in hand, and then just I will keep it to the end of my presentation.
Okay, then maybe I have another question. Maybe it's a little bit more general, but overall, what does it mean for a development program or project to achieve sustainable impact? And here, when I talk about sustainability, I'm not talking about environmental sustainability, but more general, the transformational change. So you've been working in this area for so long, and maybe you have you can comment on this. What does it mean?
I mean the impact over stakeholders. I mean everyone that is involved in the value chain to the beneficiaries of the program conducted. I mean the sustainability, the notional sustainability or the framework, we should cover all the stakeholders involved and conduct a strategy to measure the positive and also, very importantly, negative impacts of such program as well. And in that regards, just think about, as an example, for example, a program about waste management or using water efficiently. I mean, it comes back to the household many times, and the impact, this will be an example from a gender lens maybe, but from the environmental risks and challenges women disproportionately be affected, and the children. And when we think about the waste management and using water efficiently, lots of it is placed upon the industrial productions, but at the household level, I mean, you have to integrate and just embed the effects of it on women, families, the livelihood of it. So it's just not reporting or disclosing the efficiency and the carbon emissions numbers and the impact of numbers with the financial returns, but also you have to consider society, the people working within that company to provide a more loyal and more stronger bond with the company. So it just goes a very diverse edges, the benefits, but more if we know the value of the positive and negative outcomes, we can measure and we can manage.
All right. Yeah, thank you. So in order for a development program or project to achieve sustainable impact, that means it means that this impact has to be measured for different levels of stakeholders, right? Is that
exactly
what you're
Yes, yeah. Yes, and that has to be embedded into the institution's strategy from the top. So it has to be embedded in the DNA of a company to make it sustainable. And it's not all the the sustainability reporting standards actually underlines the importance of that's one of the components of ESG, the governance. And it's not just putting one person under the name of sustainability member of board responsible from sustainability, but coming along from the board level to the lowest level possible to understand and contribute to whatever area of human development the company or the institution is working upon. And that's the same thing also goes along with the public sector as well. I mean, the countries have commitment to align with SDGs, and it's very well be transformed to the private sector since 2015, when it's turned from Millennium Development Goals to Sustainable Development Goals, revealing my age again. And so it's one of the reasons of private sector engagement, which is SDG number 17, is very crucial, because sustainable development cannot be achieved just by the government's policies. But of course, the development programs and fiscal policies, along with enabling environment and creating an ecosystem, is very important as well. But the private sector in Turkey, the financial system, for example, we have a very robust and strong financial system, which actually transforms, which actually acts as a transforming actor of development, like EBRD, IFC, a lot of banks, the international multinational banks work with the strong financial system to transform economies, say, to a greener or cleaner or more equitable way. And it has been always like that, which is, we are very lucky. I mean, the capacity of the financial system, the banks, the capacity of regulators also are very strong, which actually contributes to the sustainable development in Turkey.
All right. Thank you very much. I had one more question, but I think we have a question from Mamdouh. Can you see the question, right? Can you give us an insight on Turkey's experience in the renewable energy sector, specifically wind and solar energy generation? Was there a mandatory economic and social impact assessment?
The role
of the developers, public or private, co-investors, in localization of the value chain as a means of improving economic and social conditions in the country.
The renewable energy sector, not only the renewable energy sector, but all along the sector. It's not my, energy sector is not particularly under my expertise, but all of the green transition is under mandatory disclosure, and for investors, it is important to disclose the risks and opportunities along with coming along with the operations. And Turkey is, very has a big potential on wind and solar. I mean, EBRD is one of the major donors supporting wind and solar programs, especially in the western part of Turkey, through major energy distributors. The social impact assessment is not mandatory, but donors like EBRD require have strong requirements about about measuring the social impact assessment, especially within the local communities where the wind and solar, this energy investments are made. There are, even though it's not social assessment is not mandatory under Turkish jurisdiction, but EBRD has requirements towards that. The role of developers in localization of the value chain as a means of, if I understand right, if I understand right, the question, such investments, such big investments towards using the Turkey's advantage in wind and solar attracts a lot of donor investments, like the one that I showed you as an example of EBRD. And it has, I'm working in one of the EBRD's green finance facility as an expert. I can say that the importance of the impact of all along the value chain is important. And that also is a pushing factor for a better, for a stronger rural and local development. Please comment whether I was able to address your point or not, because, you know, as we talked with Victoria before the event, in specific energy sector is not under my core expertise, but I'm coming from a more holistic and sustainable development perspective. So
yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for the question. Thank you very much for answering it, Burcu. We actually have another question which you might be able to answer. We are coming on the hour already of this broadcast, but let's see if maybe this will be the last question for today from Gulsum, and then we can start wrapping up. But if you could please comment on whether many clients willing to implement the ESG standards in their daily activities, and also are using the ISO standards when working with your clients.
Mm-hmm. The mandatory requirement of ESG disclosure will be effective from, I mean, by by the third quarter of 2025. The companies with particular size and income will be reporting their ESG standards, ESG disclosure covering the strategy, the risk management, and the metrics and the KPIs. And the companies listed in the Istanbul Stock Exchange under supervision of banking regulation and regulatory and supervisory agency, totaling 10,000 companies will be are required to be disclosing their ESG reports. And what we use is not ISO, but the international IFRS standards, which is PSRS, Turkish Sustainable Reporting Standards, which is adapted from the international reporting. It's International Sustainable Reporting Standards, IFRS. So the ISO, I mean, along with many other frameworks, Turkey is taking IFRS as the framework, and gradually now the big scale companies will be presenting their ESG disclosure. ESG reports by the latest third quarter of next year. And then it will gradually go down to small and medium enterprises. And the public authorities at the same time are working on certification of sustainability experts, as well as assurance mechanisms as well. So actually Turkey is right at the, like in many other countries, not as exception. In fact, Turkey is, advancing quite fast because it ratified the Paris Agreement in 2021. And since in just a short time, like 3 years, I mean, the advancement is quite admirable under the context of sustainability lens. We have now a public oversight, authority with adopted standards from International Financial Sustainable Reporting, and will be more. So currently, it's just beginning. And there are lots of consultancy activities, advisory, training activities, as well as our strategies within the market. So yes, that's we are.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Gulsum, for this great question, and thank you, Burcu, for answering it. Well, unfortunately, we've already reached our hour, and I know there's probably a lot more that we can talk about, but we have to wrap up. And if anybody has very specific questions, I'm sure you can also reach out to Burcu on LinkedIn or on other social media and then ask your questions. But yeah, at this point, if that's okay with you, Burcu, we'll probably be ending here, and we'll make your presentation available to everyone who will be interested to take a look at it. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us today and being a part of this very interesting discussion. And of course, special thank you to you, Burcu Arasli, for sharing your experience with Sustainable Development Goals implementation in the Republic of Turkey. And also, many thanks to Anya Al-Salem, who's been diligently handling the technical side of this broadcast behind the scenes. We hope you enjoyed today's episode of Consulting Without Borders Perspectives. Please stay tuned for our next episode, which will be coming up on June 1st at the same time. And we will be talking about a very important study which has examined the challenges of transitioning the global education from fossil fuels to renewable energy, and actually the failure to decarbonize the global energy education system. We will explore this very intriguing topic and the recent study with Dr. Roman Vakulchuk from the Norway Institute of International Affairs in Oslo. Once again, thank you all for your continued support and engagement. We sincerely appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing you all on June 1st. And in the meantime, I'm wishing all of you a fantastic month of May. Take care and goodbye. Thank you.